Hello and welcome to my review of Black Clover chapter 364, titled Ready to Die. I don't want to overhype this chapter, but I can say that this is my favorite chapter of the final arc so far. We open with the Witch Queen showing everyone what's going on in the Clover Kingdom, more specifically, the large portions of the Common Realm that just continue to rise into the sky. She says that if things continue this way, the world will be destroyed. Noct brings up that Lucius didn't waste any time in erasing Asta, and as a result, Asta must be his vital point. Finral, Vanessa, and the other witches are continuing with the spell in order to bring Asta to them, while the rest of the Black Bulls fight Damnatio. Now, they bring up that he is stronger than a supreme devil, which is just wild that the Bulls are about to face an opponent that is theoretically stronger than Lucifero. And this is apparent from what happens later on in the chapter. All of the Black Bulls advance towards Damnatio, transforming and activating spells. Henry and Gordon work together using magic absorption in order to seal Damnatio's scale magic, making this fight as fair as it's going to get. Damnatio manifests a sword that I've seen a lot of people online say is the Sword of Michael, and he slashes the Black Bull hideout in a cross shape, completely destroying it. Damnatio says that scales without a blade are powerless, a blade without scales is merely violence, therefore it is the combination of a blade and scales that brings about order. Gordon and Henry say that no matter what you do, the magic absorption will not be stopped, and Noct unites with one of his devils. I'm pretty sure this one specifically is the Canis and Felis combination, and I'm not too sure if this is Gauche doing it or Noct, but there are multiple clones of Noct that have been created and are racing towards Damnatio. The angels fire light spells, of which Nero seals one and Zora absorbs another. Now, this was notable in the Henry and Gordon panel, however, it's more apparent here. There are multiple clones of Grey, each latched onto the back of the Bulls. More notably, Henry and Gordon, and then the ones leading the assault right now, Noct, Magna, Luck, and Zora. I didn't see one on Charmy, though I could be wrong. Luck and Magna both attack angels, doing some real damage, but at the same time, they're both hit head on with light spells. And while these are some major blows, the two of them just continue rushing forward, Magna looking pissed, and Luck smiling and screaming. Luck and Magna attack two more of the angels in order to create a pathway for Noct and Zora. However, just before either of them can land a hit, Damnatio slashes both of them. And while he doesn't directly cut them in half, these are some very bad wounds. This doesn't stop them, though, as Magna, Luck, Zora, and Noct all lunge towards Damnatio at the same time. Damnatio then makes the observation as to what's going on. Grey's restoration is holding them all together, and Gauche's magic is increasing the number of Greys that are appearing on the battlefield. In the next panel, Damnatio appears in front of one of Charmy's sheep holding a plate of food, and he says, "You're the real one, aren't you?" This is when the clouds disappear, and it reveals that the real Grey was underneath, and she has an absolutely terrified look on her face. Magna shouts her name, and just as Damnatio raises his sword, we see a mirror appear next to Grey. Gauche appears in front of her, pushing her back, but both of them are slashed. And from my interpretation of this, it looks like both Grey and Gauche are cut in half. Finral and Vanessa are struggling, saying hurry and go faster. It's clear that they are not even close to being done yet. And then we see the bloody bodies of Grey and Gauche laying next to each other, and Damnatio says, "This is where it ends." The gray clones disappear, and we see all of the black bulls pretty much explode in blood. Back in the land of the sun, Asta asks Ryu, "Still nothing? Is everyone?" Ryu doesn't give a response, and he has a very determined and pained look on his face. Asta is sweating and trembling. "Everyone?" he says. And on the final page, we see Nero using her sealing magic in order to create an area of effect spell. And we see the blood stop dripping as all of the black bulls get back up. And I'm pretty sure it's Magna that says this, but he says, "Not yet." End of chapter. This final page is unbelievably raw. It almost seems like a panel you'd find in Berserk, with how bloody everyone is and just the dark atmosphere of the demolished forest around them. Now, let's talk about the chapter. First, I love that Vanessa is not participating here, because that means that the threat of fate is not a factor. So it adds a lot of real stakes to this fight. Damnatio is far stronger than I was ever expecting him to be. I thought maybe a few of the weaker members would get a big moment against him, showing how they've grown. But boy, was I wrong. Like 2/3 of the brigade fights him at the same time, working together while he's weakened, and not one person can put a scratch on him. I love getting the panels of people teaming up. Gordon and Henry working together was amazing. And then seeing Magna and Luck together, we haven't gotten to see them fight like a duo like this in just ages. And I love seeing them together. I also love seeing all of the Black Bulls fight as a unit. Everyone is so vital to this battle going on right now. Noct, Zora, Magna, and Luck are leading the main assault. Nero and Charmy are helping them. Gray and Gauche are providing vital support. Charmy hiding Gray's main body among many different cloud sheep, and then Nero allowing everyone to pretty much rise from the dead at the end. This is just insane. Sealing what's left of the blood inside everyone so they can still fight and protect Finral, Vanessa, and everyone. I just absolutely love this moment. Now, for the big moment here, Gray and Gauche. This is another thing that's just insane. Now, to be clear, they aren't confirmed to be dead. However, Gauche's magic does disappear, and it really seems like they are. And what can I say? I didn't expect any of the Black Bulls to die in the final arc. That wasn't even a possibility in my mind that that could happen, because this is like a shonen series. And I thought for sure that these two were going to make it to the end of the series, and I actually thought they would get together. But we almost see a darker depiction of that, with Gray's right arm over part of Gauche's body, almost like she's holding him. That's just insane and sad and a lot of different things. Now, when it comes to Asta's situation, clearly he's still not gonna be here, and not in the next chapter. I think not for at least like 3. And I cannot imagine what Asta's reaction is gonna be when he shows up to this, especially with whatever is gonna happen to the rest of the Black Bulls moving forward. I still feel like the Ryuzen 7 have a big role to play in the final arc, especially with things like Yami and Ichika meeting, or seeing Yosuga and Mereoleona, or even an explanation as to things like Josu's scars. But they clearly aren't with Asta and Ryu. I still think that they are going to be major players in this final battle, but to be honest, I just don't know. Overall, I absolutely loved this chapter, and I cannot wait for the next one. I'll see you guys in the next Black Clover review. Bye, guys.